In the year 1858, Bahadur Shah Zafar, who was the last king of the Mughal Empire, was deposed and exiled by the British. Bahadur Shah Zafar was crowned as the king of the Mughal Empire in the year 1837. However, by the time he became king, India had been conquered by the British. Therefore, Bahadur Shah had no political power during his reign and only acted as a symbolic figure. However, despite being powerless, Bahadur Shah had a strong influence over Indian society, which had been humiliated by the British Empire and had been stripped of its wealth. Bahadur Shah Zafar used his inherited wealth to help the poor and oppressed people of India, and he would frequently give charity. Besides this, Bahadur Shah also used his wealth to fight British propaganda, and he funded Indian writers and poets such as Sayyid Ahmed Khan, who was commissioned to write a book on famous historical sites in Delhi, and Mirza Ghalib, who was commissioned to write a history of the Mughal Empire. Besides promoting literature, Bahadur Shah also wrote his own poetry, in which he criticized British policies in India and described how the people were stripped of their livelihood after the arrival of the British. The place where you see wild beasts, bustling towns used to thrive. Where jackals bark, men and women lived in pride. These poems helped stir anti-British sentiments across India, and the people eventually revolted against British rule in the year 1857, when rebels captured the city of Delhi and declared Bahadur Shah Zafar as the new ruler of India. Bahadur Shah fully supported the rebellion and recited the following poem: "As long as there remains the scent of faith in the hearts of our warriors, so long shall the sword of India strike the throne of London." Bahadur Shah then paraded across the streets of Delhi on an elephant and called on the public to join the fight against the British Empire, and he ordered the city's cannons and artillery to be prepared. The rebellion soon spread across all of India, and many people pledged allegiance to Bahadur Shah Zafar. However, despite being highly respected by the people, Bahadur Shah remained humble and focused on his goal of expelling the British from India. Instead of being hungry for power, Bahadur Shah wanted the people of India to lead the country after independence from British rule, and shortly after the outbreak of the rebellion, he sent letters to religious and tribal leaders across the country and stated, "I wish that the British should be expelled from India in any way possible, and the country should be free. But the war of freedom can be successful only when a competent person who takes the entire burden of the movement on his shoulders can organize the scattered forces. I personally have no desire for government as I step forward to lead the rebellion. If you native princes are willing to draw your sword against the enemy, I will resign the emperorship in your favor." As a result of these letters, thousands of people joined the rebellion against the British. Bahadur Shah Zafar continued to coordinate with rebel leaders across India, and he sent soldiers to different towns and cities to help liberate them from the British. After a region was liberated, Bahadur Shah would send letters to worthy local leaders, appointing them as governors over those regions. For example, after the liberation of the city of Allahabad from British forces, Bahadur Shah Zafar sent a letter to the local imam known as Maulvi Liaqat Ali, appointing him as the governor of Allahabad. Besides coordinating with the Muslims of India, Bahadur Shah also sent letters to Hindu leaders, urging them to unite with Muslims and join the revolt against the British. For example, he sent a letter to the Hindu tribal leader of Haryana known as Raja Nahar Singh, calling on him to rebel against the British. Raja Nahar Singh was impressed by the eloquence and respect shown in Bahadur Shah's letter and decided to join the revolt. He later sent Bahadur Shah a letter which stated, "Although in my heart I profess the Hindu religion, still I follow the dictates of the Muslim leaders and I am obedient to the followers of Islam. I have gone so far as to build a marble mosque in my fort." The rebellion of Bahadur Shah Zafar continued for over a year and inflicted heavy losses on the British Empire. However, Bahadur Shah's rebellion was eventually crushed when the British recaptured the city of Delhi and massacred thousands of civilians. Bahadur Shah was disgusted by the brutality of the British and recited the following poem after witnessing the mass killings of Indians at the hands of the British. The Indian people were brought to ruin by the rulers of the time. They saw anyone they came across fit for the gallows. After crushing the revolt, the British arrested Bahadur Shah and publicly executed 4 of his sons. The British then exiled Bahadur Shah and his remaining family to Burma, where he passed away in 1862.